Well, first, I want to thank Senator Cruz and Senator Cornyn for always being so forward in welcoming us to their home state of Texas and for organizing opportunities for us to go and visit the southern border of the United States with Mexico. We have just returned from our southern border, and it is painfully clear that with Joe Biden's open border policy, our country is really at an increased threat for a terrorist attack. A couple days before we got there, alert border agents were able to seize immigrants carrying with them IEDs, explosive devices really tailor-made for terrorism. They were the size of cannonballs. We went on a midnight patrol on Thursday night and encountered a group of migrants from as far away as Moldova. The one man, in his middle-aged man, was there, said he was traveling as a family. That's because families receive special treatment. He had a young girl with him, maybe about the age of 10, said it was his daughter. She looked scared. There was no sign of affection, and there was no mother. You know, we used to do DNA testing to make sure this really was a family. No, Joe Biden stopped that testing, so now it's much easier to exploit children. You've seen the statistics, over 8 million border crossings, illegal border crossings under Joe Biden. Last month, another all-time high. It's gotten so bad that the Homeland Security has raised the terror threat because so many people are coming in illegally, and there are so many gotaways, people that run and hide in an effort to not be detected. 2 million of those. Look, if only 1 out of every 1,000 of those was a terrorist, you're still talking about thousands of people in this country illegally anywhere they could be. And remember, in terms of 9/11, it only took a dozen terrorists to take down the World Trade Center as well as hit the Pentagon.
Breaking news. The FBI and members of Congress warn of major risk of attacks on U.S. soil. Yemen Houthi rebels claim attacks on Israel, drawing their main sponsor, Iran, closer to Hamas war, along with the U.S. entering a potential World War III.
The ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against Americans in the United States here on our own soil.
Our country is really at an increased threat for a terrorist attack.
In just the past few weeks, multiple foreign terrorist organizations have called for attacks against Americans. We are addressing these threats with a sense of urgency.
We have some pretty incredible developing news coming out today, as both the FBI director and Congress came out today and warned of attacks on U.S. soil. Breaking news, FBI warns attacks on U.S. soil coming as Yemen declares war ahead of the official first strike and the beginning of World War III. I'm going to share with you the video footage from both of these so that way you can see it for yourself, and let me know your thoughts. Do they know something that we don't? As both of them came out today and made these warnings, the Congress and FBI warns of an increased terrorist threat. Says U.S. is in a dangerous period right now, and this comes with the breaking news unfolding today that Yemen has officially declared war against Israel, and we're hearing that this could bring about World War III. Even more so, the tensions are getting high, and I want you all to take a look. Yemen's Houthi rebels claim attacks on Israel, drawing their main sponsor, Iran, closer to the Hamas war. And we've heard Iran has been attacking the U.S. troops in the Middle East, and the U.S. is now attacking back. Iran has warned that the United States will not be spared from their fire if this war continues. And now, Yemen entering the war, this brings Iran one step closer and the U.S. to a World War III. Take a look. Yemen's Houthis enter the Mideast fray, hardening spill over fears, and I'm going to share with you the latest video footage of the warning coming out of Yemen, and as I mentioned, also the FBI director and Congress's warning to the United States of attacks here on our soil. Now, I know that this is not the news that anybody wants to hear, that we're one step closer to World War III and that there are potential terrorist attacks that could take place here in the U.S. But if you appreciate the updates, and I believe that knowledge is power, and you appreciate knowing what's happening, do me a quick favor, smash the like button. Just takes a second. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not just hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll let you know everything that's going on in our world right now. And also, if you want to support this channel, I've added a join button, and all of these articles, video, and information will pop up in your YouTube feed when you hit join. Now, with that being said, I included links in the description that will take you directly to video footage so that you can see it for yourself of terrorist attacks in the US, as well as an article that says Yemen's Houthi rebels, for the first time today, claimed a missile and drone attack targeting Israel, drawing their main sponsor, Iran, closer into the ongoing Israel-Hamas war in the Gaza Strip, and further raising the risks of a regional conflict erupting. The Houthis had been suspected of an attack earlier this month targeting Israel by sending missiles and drones over the crucial shipping lane of the Red Sea, an assault that saw the U.S. Navy shoot down the projectiles. So the U.S. is defending Israel, but now these other countries that are coming in and supporting Hamas and Palestine, now the U.S. will be fighting against them as well, and we could be looking at World War III. And as I mentioned, we've heard warnings from the FBI director today and from Congress of potential threats here in the U.S. This article is going to be linked, and take a look at the video footage linked as well so you can see it for yourself.
Discussions about the most pressing national security threats that what we face and what we're doing to tackle them are always important, but it seems especially well-timed this year with the dangerous implications the very fluid situation in the Middle East has for our homeland security. Since the horrific terrorist attacks committed by Hamas against innocent people in Israel a few weeks ago, we've been working around the clock to support our partners there and to protect Americans here at home. We assess that the actions of Hamas and its allies will serve as an inspiration, the likes of which we haven't seen since ISIS launched its so-called caliphate several years ago. In just the past few weeks, multiple foreign terrorist organizations have called for attacks against Americans and the West. Al-Qaeda issued its most specific call to attack the United States in the last 5 years. ISIS urged its followers to target Jewish communities in the United States and Europe. Hezbollah has publicly expressed its support for Hamas and threatened to attack U.S. interests in the Middle East. And we've seen an increase in attacks on U.S. military bases overseas carried out by militia groups backed by Iran. Here in the United States, our most immediate concern is that violent extremists, individuals or small groups, will draw inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks against Americans going about their daily lives. That includes not just homegrown violent extremists inspired by a foreign terrorist organization, but also domestic violent extremists targeting Jewish or Muslim communities. We've already seen that with the individual we arrested last week in Houston, who'd been studying how to build bombs and posted online about his support for killing Jews. And with the tragic killing of a 6-year-old Muslim boy in Illinois in what we're investigating as a federal hate crime. But as I said a few moments ago, on top of the homegrown violent extremists and domestic violent extremist threat, we also cannot and do not discount the possibility that Hamas or another foreign terrorist organization may exploit the current conflict to conduct attacks here on our own soil.
So there you have it. And again, that was today. Now, as more information comes out on this, I will be sure to share with you here on the channel, as a lot of people are saying we are edging closer and closer to a World War III with conflicts going on in the Middle East. Now, in addition to that, I'll also share with you some updates of attacks happening on U.S. campuses and protests that are taking place around the United States. And we're hearing that things are intensifying. It's likely only going to get worse. Now, in addition to that, I'll also share with you about a takeover of an airport just in the past 48 hours in Russia, as pro-Palestinian protesters overtook their airport and were going from plane to plane seeking out Israeli refugees. It was absolutely incredibly shocking footage that has come out. And if you guys missed it, be sure to check it out right here next. And be sure to check out the important information and news updates coming from Squirrel Tribe with the latest on how the Israeli, Hamas, Palestinian, Iran World War III will have a major impact on us here in the United States when it comes to pretty much everybody's basic day-to-day and simple life essentials.
Say to themselves, hey, listen, the United States of America, they're in a bind right now. They can't get what they normally get from Israel because they're under attack. There is no import-export happening in Israel right now, which, side note, will also hurt the people of Israel beyond the war. They are going to be hurt in the fact that there is nothing coming in for them either. Food, water, anything else they may have needed to sustain life during the war that's going on, right? But these other countries can say to themselves, hey, listen, look, they're in a bind here. I know we could have done this for this price, but...
And like I said, as more information comes out on this, I'll be sure to keep you up to date. So that way you know exactly what's taking place. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Kevin.